Hello, Resurrection. It is November the 12th, Thursday, and this is my Thursday message to you all. We have a big Sunday coming up, the conclusion of our annual meeting, which we will do through Zoom unless you absolutely cannot connect from your home. And you can stay after the late service then, but we really want as few people in the building as we possibly can get for that Zoom meeting. We do have a few exciting announcements to make. We've got some reports to give, and we will announce our new vestry members for their 3-year terms, which will begin at the conclusion of the meeting. So join us. The email in which this message is attached to, that always comes from Miss Ann on Thursdays, will have a link to the meeting in it, embedded in it somewhere. All you have to do really is to click that and make sure that your speakers are on, and you should be able to see and hear the annual meeting. This has been a rough week. I think I can say without a doubt that this has been the most difficult week that Resurrection has had since I have been your priest. And some of you may be wondering what in the world could have caused me to say that. We have a lot of sick people. Not just people with the virus, although we do have our fair share and maybe somebody else's with the virus as well. The Graver family seems to be on the upswing, thanks be to God. We have another family, a young family, that they're all showing some symptoms and are being tested. Their test has not come back positive yet, but we wait on that and we worry about them. Lynn Kelly has been in the ICU for over 2 weeks now, and it will probably be at least another 2 weeks in intensive care. She does have some lung damage that they're concerned about. She and I are texting with each other. She is still thankfully not on a ventilator, but she has a long row to hoe ahead of her, and she's going to need our help. And we will, of course, be there for her in that. But not only do we have folks who are dealing with the virus, but we have folks who are dealing with death from the virus as well. A priest, an elderly priest mentor of mine, a man who was instrumental in helping me get to seminary and through the ordination process, Father Carl Cannon, died this week. I'm not worried about Father Cannon at all, but I sure am sad. And I'm sad that this is the thing that got him. It didn't have to happen. And Elizabeth Nash, who has already had just a horrific year, lost a beloved uncle this morning to COVID. And frankly, she is just brokenhearted. If grief is cumulative, I don't really know how Elizabeth is still going on. And Elizabeth, we love you, and we are praying hard for you. And if there's anything we can do for you, we stand ready to do that thing. We are dealing with a lot of cancer in the parish right now. We are dealing with heart issues and neurological issues. We just have an incredible amount of sick people right now. It really does beat all I've ever seen in the parish. And this is the time when churches do what churches do, and we circle our wagons. We lift our brothers and sisters up in prayer. We ask for the protection of Almighty God. It's been rough, you all, and people are going to be for those of you who are healthy, unaffected by these things so far. Our folks are going to be leaning on you. Your priest will be leaning on you, and I covet your prayers, and I know that everyone else does as well. Y'all stick together. It's why God gave us to each other. Pray hard. Pray for those dealing with death and sickness. I am seeing an incredible amount of depression and anxiety. Folks coming in to talk to me about that. Marital trouble seems to be really an issue right now. If you're having trouble in your marriage, there's no wonder. It is a terrible time, and you remember that God gave your spouse to you as well. And if we need to find you some good marriage counseling, you all come to see me. We live in Nashville. We've got some of the finest therapists and professionals in the entire country here. Don't let that creep up on you, and don't let it get so out of control that it can't be that it can't be helped. Let me know, and we can certainly find you all some help. Watch out for your children. Children are dealing with this and showing signs of depression and anxiety too, and it sometimes looks different in kids. If you see your kids being maybe exceptionally clingy or short or withdrawn or any of those things, let us know. I always, always, always recommend with our children getting them into Daystar as soon as possible. I don't think that there's anybody in the country that can do a better job with counseling children and families than Daystar. And let me know if you need any of those contacts. I am worried about you all. I know some of you have got your wagons absolutely full, and we stand ready to walk that journey with you. Let us know what you're going through, and we will be there. Patrick, our oldest, has been contact traced again. I think this is the third time for the Jones family. So we are laying a little low. I canceled several visits to people's homes this week, which grieves me. But I really am scared to death. If you get this, I do not want it to be from your priest. We all feel fine. We feel absolutely fine. But I have, unless you are at really almost no risk at all with other conditions. I'm steering clear of people's homes right now. I just don't want to bring anything into your home. But if you were to need anything, we can always I can always come by and sit outside, or we can talk across the driveway, or anything like that. If you need me, you let me know, and we will find something that works for me to get to you. Folks are asking what you can do for Lynn Kelly right now. I think Lynn would love to maybe receive a card from you. She's at St. Thomas West, and if you'll send a card, they can certainly get that to her. Flowers are not a good idea right now because of respiratory things and whatnot. St. Thomas has been good to let me drop things off to her, so I can do that as well. They won't let me in to see her, which is probably not a good idea for me to go in there anyway. We don't want the church to be shut down for sure. So let me know if you've got something that you'd like to get to her, and I think I can get it in to her. But take care of yourselves, and take care of your children and your spouse and your friends and your neighbors. Y'all take care of each other. These are serious times. We've forgotten how to deal with this. Certainly in America, and certainly in this day and age, it's been 100 years since we've had to do something like this. This used to be common, and God is still God in these times. Don't let yourself get sucked in to the silliness around these events. You will hear some people claiming that a pandemic is just proof that there is no God. We know better than that. You'll also hear people blaming this on God. We know better than that too. God didn't send this. This world doesn't work the way God wanted it to work. God is the one who fights on our side. He sends his angels to fight on our side through these things. And you reach out to your God, and he will reach out back to you. Kind of like your church. Your church will reach back too if you reach out. Now, the annual meeting is very different this year because of the pandemic, and I'm starting to think about Christmas. My 9:30 appointment this morning, who brought me a Starbucks latte, and she's now parishioner of the week because of that. But it came in the Starbucks holiday cup, and I thought, my goodness, it really is that time. You know that a week from Sunday is the last Sunday of the church year. The very next Sunday is Advent. It's here. Advent is upon us, which means 4 weeks after that, Christmas will be upon us. And we're trying to decide what to do about Christmas. I feel very strongly that the church has a responsibility to tell the story of Christmas. And the way that we tell the story of Christmas is through the Holy Eucharist. And we will do everything in our power to have Christmas Eve services this year. If we need to have 10 services all through the day, we'll do it that way. I want to be very careful with our staff. I don't want the church staff to be forced into doing something that will put them in an unsafe position. And so I'm not sure what we would do yet about music. I'm not sure what we'll do about service times. I think we've decided not to have the children's pageant this year. That is a shame, but better safe than sorry. Uh, but we will do everything in our power to make sure that everybody gets a Christmas experience in some way this year. Um, I'll let you know what we come up with. We're just not there yet. I don't want to make any announcements too early because I don't want to have to undo them. All we know is that things continue to change pretty quickly as schools continue to shut down and whatnot. So we don't know what Christmas will look like yet. So we won't make any firm plans for it yet. The only promise I will make to you is that I will do everything in my power to make sure that we have some sort of Christmas at Resurrection. Folks, I hope to see you all at the annual meeting. I know that the tone of this announcement has been fairly low, but I'm not necessarily feeling low. I'm feeling concerned and I'm feeling prayerful. But I also feel the power of God in a very tangible way. I have seen the evidence of His almighty hand in so many things, so many stories that I will share with you eventually. I want to remind you to keep the faith, keep that faith strong in you, strong in your heart, strong in your family, and share that faith out to the rest of the world because that's what God made us to do. Hang in there. We are getting through this. I think there is light at the end of this tunnel, and I know that you do too. And we know that, to use a cliche that I've heard 1,000 times, and I'm not really big on cliches, but here lately I've heard it 1,000 times, and that is that God is still in control, even when we can't see it, even when it doesn't make sense to us. God is in control, and we will get through this together as His family. I love you and I miss you, and I will see you very soon.